Hey everybody, welcome to the first Spikey Saturday. This is going to be a draft where I actually attempt to win as opposed to the Wacky Wednesday where who knows what could happen. Although this week we did do pretty well. So this is pack one, pick one, and our rare is Mercurial Pretender, which isn't that great. A lot of people miss that it copies any creature you control. It's not a clone, it's not a phantasmal image or anything like that. This pack does look pretty weak. We've got a Welkin turn, Undergrowth Scavenger if I wanted to force the graveyard the graveyard archetype, which I've actually played around with a bit lately, and it does seem a lot better than I expected. We've got Crowd Saver, which I like as a combat trick, but I don't want to pick that pack one, pick one. We've got a Generator Servant. This is just a really weak pack. So I could take the Undergrowth Scavenger and really try to go the graveyard theme, or I could take the Welkin turn and just try to go blue-white flyers or something like that. Let's be brave. Let's take the Scavenger. We get a Return to the Ranks. That's graveyardy-ish, but it's also a non-bow with Undergrowth Scavenger. I don't want to be returning too much from my graveyard, or else my Undergrowth Scavengers are pretty weak late game. We've got a Curd Chieftain, which would be great if we instead go red-green. We've got an Inferno Fist as well, which is pretty good. I think Curd Chieftain is just the best card in this pack. Accursed Spirit's pretty good. I'm not really married to the idea of going into that graveyard deck, although I do want to try it, especially on a recorded draft. But I think I just want to do well in this draft, so I think I'll take the Curd Chieftain instead. I would love to be red-green aggro. So yeah, I'll take it. Let's see, we've got Borderland Marauder. That is red-green aggro all over. Other than that, we have Aresco Swiftclaw, which is also pretty aggressive. Not too much else going on here. I think Borderland Marauder is by far just the best card in this pack. Waste not, fun card, but not not in this draft format. That belongs in a Commander or Casual or something like that. So yeah, Borderland Marauder is by far the pick. Let's see, we've got a Belligerent Sliver and a Venom Sliver. I like both of those slivers. They're, I think, better than the rest. They're better than the blue one. They're better than the black one. The white one... Oh, no, the white one is Banisher Priest Sliver. It's quite good. But both those slivers are quite good. We've got a Sanctified Charge, which is probably the best card in this pack. I could switch into white, or I could take it just because it is the best. I can probably get a Netcaster Spider again. I can probably get an Inferno Fist again. I don't know if I can get one of these slivers again. The Death Touch one is a little bit more control-y, or at least mid-rangey. The Belligerent Sliver is definitely a good aggro card. I do like this Inferno Fist, but the odds are that I can get an Inferno Fist later. I don't know if I can get a Belligerent Sliver later, so I will take it. What do we have here? We have another Sanctified Charge. Yeesh. White is open to my left, or at least it is in these first 4 or 5 picks. I've only taken one green card. I could go red-white aggro. My Curd Chieftain would like to be green, but there's no green here for me. Red is Crowd's Favor, white is Sanctified Charge. I think Sanctified Charge is just better. So I think I'll take that and see what else comes my way. Pack 1 and Pack 3 from this guy on the left. Let's see, we've got Boonweaver Giant, not that great. Paragon. Paragons are always nice, although I haven't really seen much blue being passed or that I would want to wheel back. Green, there's nothing. There's just a Verdant Haven. Red is a Goblin Rough Rider. So the question is, do I take the red card? Do I take a not great white card to go with the Sanctified Charge? Or do I take the Paragon and see if... I don't really want to go red-blue, but it is the best card in the pack by far. I think we'll stay openish and we'll take the Paragon here and see what we get. Nothing blue. Well, green we've got a Restock. Restock is pretty nice. White we've got nothing. Mass Calcify is okay-ish. It's not great. I'm not personally a big fan of board wipes in Limited, especially very expensive board wipes. So yeah, I think we'll just go with the restock here. There's not too much else really going on in this pack. I don't want Act on Impulse. So yeah, restock. Let's see. There's that black sliver I was talking about. If it was anything other than a 1/1 with that ability, it might be a little bit better, but with that ability, I'm not a terribly big fan. I think we'll take this Crowd's Favor. Crowd's Favor and Ephemeral Shields I both love, as well as Gather Courage, those combat tricks that use Convoke so you can really blow people out. People are getting a little bit more aware of it now, but in the beginning when people were still new to Convoke, it was amazing. So yeah, I think we'll take this pick here. Nothing really makes me want to go blue, no white, no green. So, Crowd's Favor it is. Let's see. Best card in this pack is probably Sign in Blood. We haven't taken any black. We've taken one pretty good blue card, so we could go with an Aeronaut Tinkerer. Nissa's Expedition, not that great. It's relatively expensive, and you don't really want expensive ramp cards. You don't want to ramp into your ramp. The Convoke makes it cheaper, but yeah. I think we'll just go with the Aeronaut Tinkerer, see if blue happens to give us a little bit more stuff, but who knows. So there's that Ephemeral Shields I was talking about. So Ephemeral Shields and Sanctified Charge is what's making me go white at the moment. Restock and Undergrowth and arguably Curd Chieftain is making me go green. Aeronaut and Paragon possibly going a little bit blue. I think Ephemeral Shield is just the best here. I could go Return to the Ranks if I do expect to have a really low powered deck. But I think I just want to go with a much more consistent card of Ephemeral Shields. This pack is a dead pack. Never play that card. I don't want to be a counter deck. So I think I'll just rare draft the Waste Not. It's not going to get me any tickets really, but it's a rare, so why not? Let's see. We've got Thundering Giant. Thundering Giant is always a nice curve topper in a low aggro deck. Blastfire Bolt is pretty expensive. You know, it's 5 damage, but it is pretty expensive. I think Thundering Giant is just the pick here. Hunter's Ambush if I really want what I can pick up. Cavernous Moss Beast is the pick here. We are not doing How Now Brown Cow, so we don't have to take that staff. So yeah, Cavernous Moss Beast, and that's not being played, so let's get rid of it right away. Invisibility, also not being played. Swamp, might be played, but move that to the sideboard for now. Probably won't be played, considering we have taken no black yet. So yeah, I'm pretty solidly red. I could go white or green. I'd prefer to go green because of the Curd Chieftain. But Sanctified Charge is nicely pushing me white here. So what do we have here? We have a Cone of Flame, which I don't necessarily know. I need to look at the rest of the pack. Elvish Mystic, pretty good. Krenko's Enforcer, fantastic. If we want to go white, we've got a Razorfoot Griffin. There's some nice stuff in this pack. I'm taking the Cone of Flame. It's just absolutely worlds away better than the rest of the cards in this pack. Polymorphous Jest is possibly good. I don't like calling it a removal spell. You do have to have ways to then kill those 1/1 frogs, but it's a removal-ish spell. So yeah, Cone of Flame. I hope to get back this Mystic or the Enforcer if I do go green. Otherwise, that Griffin if a whole bunch of white cards come my way. But Cone of Flame is not even a question here. Devouring Light is really going to push me white. Satyr Wayfinder and Shaman of Spring not really going to push me green rather. Yeah, there's no question here. I think we take that and we start going white. Devouring Light is just a fantastic removal spell. Removal is a little bit light in this format if you're not black. And it has that whole Convoke instant combat trick thing that I quite enjoy. So Devouring Light is our pick here, and it's foil. Let's see, we have a Phytotitan, if I want to completely disregard everything I just said and go back green. We've got a Seraph of the Mists for white. We've got a Scrapyard Mongrel with absolutely no artifacts so far. Generator Servant isn't necessarily good in my aggro deck if I'm probably not going to have too much high stuff. I think we maybe just go with the Seraph of the Masses here. It would be great if I could pick up a Triplicate Spirits or raise the alarm. Just anything to fill my board with creatures. I think after getting Devouring Light and Sanctified Charge, the green train might have sailed. Maybe I'll splash a forest for Crew Chieftain, but we'll see. Seraph of the Masses is the pick here, though. Constricting Sliver, quite a good sliver, and I've got a sliver already that I'll be playing. Red, don't really need another Thundering Giant, still don't want a Blast Firebolt, really. Never really want to clear the path. So yeah, Constricting Sliver. If I was still considering blue, Wall of Frost is pretty good. Not really in an aggro deck, but yeah, there's no real other pick for us here other than Constricting Sliver. So that's 4 pretty darn good white cards, so I think the green and blue train has sailed. And of course I say that as we get a Charging Rhino, which is always a nice pickup. And a Nimbus of the Isles, which is a nice blue pickup. So I think we might go for Torch Fiend here. I've got one Thundering Giant I don't know that I want anymore. I'd really like to have a good number of 2-drops, and Torch Fiend is just a good 2-1 for 2. The ability is, you know, it's gravy if you happen to come up against a bad artifact, but otherwise it's just a cheap beater. So we'll take that. And of course there's a green Paragon after I say the green train has sailed. I might actually take it here. I don't want that Wall of Fire. Or I could go for the Evolving Wilds so that I can splash my forest and make it that much more easy to find with the Curd Chieftain. I currently have 4 fantastic green cards and basically 1 red card that wants green that's fantastic. Undergrow Scavenger isn't necessarily that great if you're not filling your graveyard up quickly. Same with Restock. So yeah, I think I'll actually take the Evolving Wilds here. Again, Wall of Fire is my only red card. I don't really want that. And there's no white here, so Evolving Wilds. And let me pitch the green, pitch the blue. We have basically nothing here. We have a Foundry Street Denizen, and that is all. Best card in the pack is probably Typhoid Rats. We've got a Titanic Growth if we wanted to be green still, but after passing that Paragon, I think that train has fully left. And I think I've been saying that the train has sailed. Trains don't sail. Oh well. Foundry Street Denizen it is. So there's that Elvish Mystic that I asked to get back. I got my wish, but I've made my bed. So again, nothing really here. I guess I'll take the Elvish Mystic. You know, maybe I splash some green and my deck becomes terrible. But there's really nothing else for me here at all. So Elvish Mystic it is, and let's toss it over to the sideboard. Not much here either. We've got a Tireless Missionaries for white, which is not a good card. It's a 2/3 for 5, which is pretty expensive. Gaining 3 life is basically nothing. You know, maybe if you had a bunch of Johnny's Pridesmates or something, but not that great. I would probably be more likely to play the Tyrant's Machine, and I definitely don't want to do that in an aggressive deck. But I think that's going to be the pick here. I guess we have another Foundry Street Denizen. Or we could take the Satyr Wayfinder. Maybe we get nothing but fantastic green cards, and we do end up green after all I've been saying. Yeah, I don't necessarily want another Foundry Street. I really want 2-drops and 3-drops. So let's go with the Wayfinder. Might makes right. I never remember what this does. At the beginning of your combat, if you control the biggest creature, you get control of target creature an opponent controls. Not great. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Ranger's Guile and continue the we're not green, but who knows plan. Sure, I'll take a clear path just in case there's some really annoying wall. Rare draft again. Terrible rare, but so be it. And we'll take that. And that. So yeah, how much green do we actually have? that I'd play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're actually pretty equal on straight up number of cards. The white is still more powerful. If I get something that pushes me white in this last pack, it would be great. This pack has a single red card, and it's Torch Fiend. That is not what I want to see. So green, back to green again. We've got Reclamation Sage. It only has a single white card too. This pack literally is not made for me. This pack is made for black, with Ob Nixilis and Nightfire Giant and Fester Gloom. So yeah, the pick is basically, do I take Reclamation Sage or Ranger's Guile? Because green may very well be where we end up again. I'm incredibly short on playables as well. We may end up with a terrible 3-color deck. I think I just take the Reclamation Sage. It's a 2-1 for 3 that lets me destroy target artifact or enchantment when it comes into play. I already have a Ranger's Guile, so I don't really necessarily want to take another one. Pack 3, pick 1. So yeah, I guess I take the Reclamation Sage. There's a white card if we wanted to go white, but I think I need guaranteed playables, and Heat Ray is a guaranteed playable. It's just great removal. Nothing white, nothing green. Obviously white, there's Resolute Archangel, as I said, but I don't know if I'm going to be white or green, or yeah, white or green here. I mean, as I said, my white is more powerful. So if I were to take the Resolute Archangel, I would need, let's move this out of the way, I would need another 8 playables to go white. And I've already wasted a lot of picks on green. This draft, unfortunately, isn't going great for me with these choices. I mean, Devouring Light, Sanctified Charge, Constricting Sliver, those are just fantastic cards. Resolute Archangel, it's bomby, it's a 4/4 flyer. I think I'll risk it, and I'll take it, and I'll hope that there's some white coming my way because of the white that was coming my way in pack 1. Well, we got a Selfless Cathar and an Oppressive Raise. And again, no red. Red is not in these packs. I wouldn't necessarily say it's drying up on the left because even my pack 1 that I opened had only a single red card in it. So yeah, white we have a Selfless Cathar and Oppressive Raise, and I'd prefer the Cathar over the Raise actually. Green we have an Undergrowth Scavenger and an Overwhelm, which is a sorcery, as we learned. I think we just really push the white plan here. The white cards I have are just so much more powerful, as I said. I might have to splash a couple green cards just to get playables, but let's take that Cathar here. Raise the Alarms is exactly what I want to see here. A cheap playable card, helps me with the Convoke of Seraph. Just, you know, exactly what I wanted to see here. Next pack, I would really hope to see, say, Triplicate Spirits, or something like that. Red, Hammerhand, and Clear Path. Not much going on there. Unlimited Resources, actually, last week, they were talking about how Hammerhand, they're still not sure of. A lot of people have been saying that, you know, it does stuff. You know, it really helps you win the game. But as they pointed out, I think a lot of people are forgetting the times that it's the card left in their hand when they lose and they can't do anything because they drew Hammerhand. But Raise the Alarms is just far and away a better card. Best card in the pack, of course, is Siege Worm. If I wanted to push that green, but I think I need to stop gambling on that. Alright, what do we see here? Not too much, unfortunately. We've got a Meteorite, if I do need to splash green. We've got a second Crowd's Favor, but I only have 10 creatures at the moment. But of course I am missing 6 playables. I think with the possibility that we might be a weird 3-ish color deck, I might go for the mana fixing over a second Crowd's Favor. So yeah, let's go with that. Alright, we got some red. Brood Keeper. I don't know if I have much. Or anything that would activate Brood Keeper. I do not. So Brood Keeper's not really a choice. Frenzied Goblin is kind of interesting. So when he attacks, you can pay a red. If you do, target creature can't block this turn, so you can turn one creature off as a blocker. If they only have one creature, it's fantastic. And obviously, you're not hoping to just get through with this guy. You're hoping to attack with a bunch of guys and turn off their only blocker. So I think I do like Frenzied Goblin here over Generator Servant. I do have some big stuff. Maybe Generator Servant's better. It is a common. I could still see one. But yeah, Frenzied Goblin is where we'll go. Alright, let's see. We've got Warden of the Beyond, which goes with my Devouring Light. I do get to exile a creature there. I think he's just far away better than Rummaging Goblin here. I wouldn't mind getting a Pillar of Light to go with that Warden. But yeah, I think Warden is just the pick here. Dauntless River Marshal is fantastic if you're white-blue, as most of the Curd Ape cycle cards are. Unfortunately, our little Curd Ape here, Curd Chieftain, I don't think will get turned on. We might actually hit full 23 playables in red-white. But yeah, we'll take Warden of the Beyond for sure. Aggressive Mining I am not taking. I really want that card to have a home somewhere in Limited, but I feel like it's just way too risky. You drop that and suddenly, you know, you're done playing lands. You really need to drop this when you have, you know, 9 lands or more, and that's pretty late in the game. I would obviously want to be winning way before that. Let me get this Tyrant's Machine out of here. I'm not playing that in this deck. Yeah, so other than that, we've got a Wall of Fire, which I think is going to be the pick here. First response is if I lose life, I get a soldier. I'd prefer not to be losing life, so I guess Wall of Fire. Nothing here. We've got a Hot Soup. How many 1/1s do I have? Do I want to hate that? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 with Raise the Alarm, Torch Fiends and 1 toughness. Well, I may have to play Hot Soup, so I'm not going to hate the Fester Gloom here. So I will take the Hot Soup. Nothing really going on here at all. I guess I'll take the Tireless Missionaries if I desperately need a card, but I don't want to be playing that. Well, appears to be something about terrible black rare cards, so let's rare draft that and toss it away. Sure, I'll take another Clear the Path. Yeah, I guess I need a Foundry Street Denizen here. Ooh, wow. I actually got that Generator Servant I wanted back as last pick. Well, that's good to see. Yeah, so there's our draft. I can't terribly say I like it or that I'm happy with it. I've got a lot of 5-drops there, although I'll be getting rid of that Tireless Missionary. Yeah, we'll have to see what I can pull out of this. Alright, so what are we going to do with this mess? We're going to ditch that Tireless Missionaries. We're going to ditch the Hot Soup. So, yeah. Not a fan of this. So what do we have for white? We've got Seraph, Resolute, Conflicting, Sanctified Charge. Let me actually unsort these. Warden of the Beyond, Devouring Light. Our white is pretty powerful. Raise the Alarm, and not a really powerful Selfless Cathar. So there's our white. We've got 9 pretty good white cards. Meteorite may or may not be played. We'll have to see. So I would not want to play that Wall of Fire if I can. The Curd Chieftain I might splash a Forest for. Not a fan of playing 2 Foundry Street Denizens. You know, I do have a lot of red creatures. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red creatures that turn them on. But yeah, so that's our deck at the moment. We've got 22 cards, and I'd personally prefer not to be playing that Wall of Fire. Unfortunately, looking up at our top sideboard there, we don't have much to go in. I'm not putting that Tireless Missionaries in. I don't want another 5-drop. With the 4 that I have, plus a 6-drop and 2 7-drops. Hopefully the Seraph of the Masses I won't cast for 7. Hopefully I'll cast that for a bit cheaper. If we wanted to go a weird green mix, no, I don't think we would. There's nothing powerful in my green at all. I probably should have moved into it maybe when I saw that Paragon, but even then I think that would have been a mistake. The white I had was just much more powerful. Arguably it was the red that really dried up on me. The Cone of Flame was a really nice pickup. I am really regretting I took, or did I? No, I took the Resolute Archangel over the Heat Ray. I'm okay with that, I think. The Heat Ray might have been nice, but I do have a Cone of Flame. I do have a Devouring Light. I do have a Combat Trick or two. So yeah, 22 cards. And with all the 1-drops and 2-drops I have, this isn't an 18-land deck. So I guess I'm looking at Tyrant's Machine, which I don't want to play in a aggressive-ish deck. Or I've got a Hot Soup, which I could play. It's kind of a pain that it costs 3 to equip it. And if I'm up against anything that can deal damage to my creatures, it's just a big problem. If I'm up against red, they have Lightning Strike, Cone of Flame, etc. I know there's a Heat Ray out there. If I'm up against green, they can fight my creatures. It's really for something that I'd want to use when I'm up against blue, or white, or black possibly, but even black has Covenant of Blood. So, let's see, our options are Hot Soup, Tyrant's Machine, and that's really about it. I'm not main decking a Clear the Path. There's nothing I would really splash for, so I guess we'll go for the Hot Soup. So now our only other question is, do we want to splash a forest, and probably an Evolving Wilds to get that forest for the Curd Chieftain? I have a fair bit of double red, Cone of Flame, Thundering Giant, Wall of Fire. I've got a fair bit of double white, Devouring Light, Resolute Archangel, and Seraph of the Masses, although they are late plays, so it might be good to, or it might not be as difficult to get the double white by that time. Yeah, let's see what Magic Online suggests for lands without the splash. 9/8. And with the splash, we'd be looking at 7, 8, 7. I think I'm okay with that. The Evolving Wilds also lets me grab a Plains if I am, stuck with one of these angels in my hand, or search for a mountain if I'm stuck with one of those red cards in my hands. So I think I will go for that, the greedy green splash. I don't know if it's terribly worth it for the Curd Chieftain, but we'll give it a go. So yeah, there's our deck. Unfortunately, we have basically no sideboard choices, except for Clear a Path if we happen to come up against some really annoying walls. I'm not sure what those would be. Maybe Wall of Frost, but that's about it. So I think I'll submit this deck, and we will see how the first Spikey Saturday draft goes. My bet, not great. See you soon.